Hello, welcome. Here we are at World Unity Week, day 7. We are on the day of truth, beauty, and goodness, and we have some beautiful women bringing the goodness and the truth of community to the world today in the session called The Relational Foundations of Regenerative Culture. I'm really happy to introduce to you Emma van der Boegaert and Nina Chassau. And let me just say their bios for you. So we have Nina, a communications coach and relationship systems practitioner. After a decade as a private investigator, tracing unseen threads in complex investigations, she now helps people, teams, and communities develop and implement frameworks for transparent communication, meaningful repair, and values-aligned collaboration. So I can just feel the power of that translation from like finding the darkness to like bringing the light in human relations. So I think that's beautiful. And Nina's dedicated to nurturing and supporting relational ecosystems in which individual and community bodies evolve. Nina and then Emma is a good colleague and friend of mine who I love dearly, and she's a coach and group facilitator and community builder based in nonviolent communication. The we-space practices and body work. Her work focuses on cultivating collective fields of connection where she supports participants to attune to deeper intelligence, feel resourced, and hold the paradox of breakdown and breakthrough unfolding through all on the planet. Ooh. I find what Emma can do is like really, really tune in, real quiet, and then like really name what needs to be named right now, or really ask the question that's going to help us move through this moment. So big love and care to you, and handing it over to you to talk to us about the regenerative cultures you're building in the world. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks, Kara. That's a great introduction.
Mm-hmm.
Um, well, Nina, I don't think we need to introduce ourselves anymore then now.
No, that was beautiful. But I do want to make one introduction to people who are here with us on the call is I'd say this is going to be quite an experiential session. So I invite that if you're able to come onto video, and we'll be moving through work together in this. So I'd say if you're not able to come off video or you want to be mainly listening, there will be times where we'll be in more interactive breakout rooms. So just that as information for everyone joining.
Yes, thank you. That's important context. Um, yeah, and we actually also want to pretty quickly move into a practice together. But first to say, yeah, what we're gonna invite you into today is an experience of relational practices, interpersonal practices that support building a regenerative culture, which is what Nina and I have been focused on. We're living in community together. Um, and yeah, for me, it's so clear that to create the world I want to live in, for me, that really starts with also the personal and the interpersonal, and then translating that to the systemic layer. Um, and I think to move forward, we need to collaborate. And so it starts with this, like how can we create a regenerative culture in relationship, like in both like pairs and bigger groups and teams, and having that be also a fractal of what's possible in the world. Um, and yeah, we want to start with an exercise that we both really love as a way to kind of drop in and bring our attention to that relational layer, the interpersonal layer, from presence. And I'm gonna demo it with Nina, so it'd be nice if Nina is also in. Yeah,
Okay. Okay, I'll put you back up.
yeah, thank you. Um, just for me to see. Yeah, I'm noticing already something in me is like starting to orient to the exercise and becoming a bit more present. I'm like, oh, there's 24 people here. Yeah, excited to connect. I see someone raising their hands. Are going to be a moment for asking questions, both about what we're doing and also about the exercise clarification. Um, so yeah, this exercise is called the noticing game, and you're going to be paired up and going into breakout rooms in pairs. And we're going to be bringing our attention to what's here now while being in relationship with someone else. And I invite you to do that by revealing what you're noticing. And so you can do that with the sentence, being here with you, I notice. And then you bring your attention really to the kind of the smallest thing you're noticing in being here together. So this is really an invitation to step out of story and to bring your attention to what's present here now, which can be sensations or feelings, thoughts, can be like inner focus, but also outer. Like I can also notice something about Nina or something I'm imagining about Nina. So yeah, I want to demo it with you, Nina, and then move into the practice. Yeah, so being here with you, I notice I want to take a breath, become more silent.
Being with you here, I notice like a little catch in the back of my throat. There's like something I want to say.
Yeah, being here with you, I notice my attention also going to my throat and my heart.
Hearing that, I notice some of my own energy drops down and I start to get curious about what else is happening in my body.
Yeah, hearing that, I zoom out a little and I'm like aware of the context that we're in, like being on this call and having people witness us, and I can't see the people also. Like it comes with like some excitement and vulnerability.
Hey, hearing that, I notice this kind of sense of like you and I are in a box and people are looking in from the outside of the box. It's a transparent box.
Hearing that, I had the thought of that it might be clear now, the exercise.
Yeah. Yeah, are there any questions coming before we go in? And I offer as we go in that there's not a way to do this wrong.
Yeah, if you have a question, you can just unmute and speak up so we can hear you.
I have a question to, like, why is this important? Like, what's this doing? So, I can feel it, but it'd be nice to just hear one little phrase about that.
Yeah, Nina, do you want to go first? Because I feel I spoke.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, this is opening to the first unit of what it's like to be in relationship to someone else. This practice of noticing is about both what is it like to be me right now in this present moment on the layer of sensation, and then in that experience, meet the experience of someone else. And I have this is like the smallest essential unit of relating before anything else can happen. My ability, what's happening here, then what is happening for me in the presence of another person.
I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. And for me, this has been immensely helpful to learn to stay present actually while being in relationship with someone else, and to be able to notice and reveal what's happening for me while there might be complexity around me.
Okay.
Mary raised her hand. Do you want to speak? Yeah. Hi.
Um, I have never, ever been in a circle of women, and I am a woman. So, what I feel is the opportunity to number one, finally connect with my own femininity being in this circle. And number two, to pass, I hope at some point I can pass some wisdom that I've received over these years. I'm 61, that maybe most women aren't privy to because of the fact that they haven't lived the life I've lived, where it's been completely cut off from the feminine, which can give you a totally different outlook on life. So I'm hoping that being here and listening to you, young ladies, that you can hear me in the aspects of that severed connection that I've had since childhood,
Yeah.
which I intentionally did myself. Um,
Mary,
and
I just
and
want to
grow.
pause you. Yeah, I just want to pause you there. I'm really grateful to you for bringing in your voice. I'm so grateful for you to be here in your experience. And I really want us to move together as a group in full consent for what is happening. So I would invite you to keep this with you, bring it into this noticing exercise, but that right now is not going to be a space we're going to open for more generalized sharing. So is it all right for you that we move forward into the exercise where we'll each have time to really be in our experience with someone else? Thank you. Yeah,
Thank
thank
you.
you, Mary. Are there any other questions before we move into this practice? All right, I will send you off. If something happens, either your partner is not on screen or something, feel free to come back into the main room and we'll work with you and reshuffle. So let's, yeah, be agile and caring together. I am sending us off into rooms and I'll be sending just a note when we're reaching the end of the practice. All right, here we go.
I wonder if there's more people who want to go into
Yeah,
the room that are still
I'm
here.
working on that now.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Because, yeah, some people just weren't in when I made the
Yeah.
rooms. So, yeah, doing that now.
Looks like Summer's away from her computer, so we could put someone else in room 9.
Okay, let's see, room 9, Summer. So, yeah, I can put. Okay.
And I'll go to room 1 with Kent.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. Yeah, and I think if no one else joins room 9, I'll hop in there in a minute.
And also room 3, maybe I go.
Room 3. Okay. Or maybe I move.
Oh, there's even more, yeah. Room
Oh,
6 is also. Wait, I'll move room 6 to room 3 this person.
great. Yeah, perfect. And we trust the unfolding.
Yeah.
All right, it looks like all the rooms have 2 people who have joined.
Yeah. Great. We're
Or I see Ursula on camera. Ursula, would you like to be in a room? Yes. Okay. I will move you and come join you. Huh, I wonder why it's, yeah, not.
Yes, I was in room and then no one turned up.
Got it. Okay, I'm gonna move you, I think, into another room and then I will come join you.
Lovely, thank you.
Yeah. All right, Emma, will you keep time and I'll be in room 4?
yes.
Well, we are live on several streaming pages. Might consider how to entertain the stream while our groups are in session.
All right. Yeah, the group is coming back in a minute. Yeah, that's a good one. In the next round, we will keep one group in the main room.
Got any favorite music you want to play or short video? Here we
That's
go.
Yeah, they're coming back in 50 seconds. All right, welcome. Welcome back, everyone. And we're just waiting for the last people to come back from the breakout session and the practice. All right. Welcome back, everyone. All right, I'd be curious. Kara, could you... Oh, I can do that myself. Great. I can remove the spotlight so I can see you all. Yes, perfect. Yeah, I'd be curious to hear just a couple voices of how that was, especially if this was your first time doing an exercise like this. I'm curious if there's anything you take from it. Mary, you're raising your hand? Yes.
It felt foreign.
I felt boring.
Foreign.
Foreign. Okay. I was also feeling aliveness with the boring. Foreign. Will you say more? What was foreign?
To talk one-on-one with a woman
Hmm.
in a deep, in a deeper sense.
Hmm. Hmm.
I've never had that opportunity to, or I've never given myself that opportunity to trust in a woman to tell her anything.
To tell her anything. Hmm.
Yeah. I had a hard life, so it was very, it took, it took a piece of armor off. Let's put it that way.
Wow.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I'm
Thank
really
you.
touched hearing that. Thank you,
Yeah.
Mary. Hmm. Ursula, I see you have something.
Yes. It's very revealing and very settling process. Because what I found was relaxing into the reflections of my automatic responses, which our senses are. And then beyond that, recognizing that we were sharing what's actually happening to us right now. And it gave a kind of importance to the right now.
Mm.
You know, you sometimes go on a journey, meet someone on a train for 10 minutes, and you never forget them. There's something that was made important in that moment of conversation. And it felt a bit like that.
Wow.
Hmm.
Beautiful. I hear this like relaxing kind of the automatic responses, and in that creating a certain importance in the present moment. Yeah. Thank you, Ursula.
Thank you.
Is there any last share? Otherwise, we're going to move into the next piece. Jerry, are you raising your hand? Yes.
Well, I had the privilege of being with this farmer in Louisiana, and it was a very beautiful conversation with him. And we shared certain observations about the weather. I live here on Sunrise Ranch, a spiritual community that has been here west of Loveland, Colorado, for 81 years. And it's been wonderful to just move with the spirit of this community and bring forth love. We are seeking to bring forth the highest expression of love in our living every day, and that's what keeps our community of about 70 people together. And we're also a large conference and retreat center. We host groups of up to, well, we're having a group in a few days here of 350 people. But all of us are doing this spiritual work, and yet the weather here, things are just drying up. The weather is crazy, I think, in part due to climate change and global warming. And so our trees and bushes and the grass is kind of drying up. And so we've been praying for rain. Our irrigation system, our sprinkling system is broken down right now. This is the first year in 18 years that I haven't been able to water this vast lawn that I take care of. So I hope
Thank
you'll all join me in just praying for rain to come to a spiritual
Yes.
community west of Loveland, Colorado.
Thank you, Jerry. Thank you for. What's the name of the community?
Sunrise Ranch. We're also
Sunrise
known as
Ranch.
emissaries of divine light.
Okay. Wow. Thank you.
We've been
Yeah,
here
this is
81 years. I think
eight.
we're the longest spirit
That is,
existing spiritual intentional community in the United States.
yeah. Yeah, I haven't heard of community that existed that long. This is a beautiful bridge into our next piece because Nina, you were going to share a little bit about our community work and weave that into our next exercise. Thank you for sharing, Jerry.
Yeah, Jerry, I can't think of a better bridge in because I'd say the reason I'm here, and I imagine also one of the reasons Emma is here and that she and I are doing the work that we're doing, is that we really believe in community and intentional, committed community as a pathway forward into a different world, into an experience of truly regenerative relationship with ourselves, with each other, and with the world on a wider sense. And what Emma and I were inspired to bring in today is in this lived research that she and I imagine many of you on this call, whether I know it or not, are doing is what are the levels on which I, as an individual, can really live in a way that is connected in deep awareness and consciousness with myself so that I can be in deep, committed, and clear relationship with others, so that I can live in the world that in a way that is responsible, that is caring, and that is attuned to the balance of needs between myself and the world. And what we brought in with this first exercise is again that first smallest unit of what is it like to be me in this moment in connection to someone else. That if I have that skill, that tool to be able to be connected to myself and share it with someone else in the present moment, that is the foundation upon which I can build richer and more complex communication, richer and more complex planning, creation, building of new systems. Emma, do you have something on maybe how we're doing this specifically?
Yeah, we are currently in a project called Regenera, and we just finished our first 3 month in-person residency, community residency in Denmark. And we are now in phase 2 in upstate New York. And we will be going to France most likely, or Portugal after this. And so in this 3 month container, what we've been doing is really living and researching how to build regenerative community culture and systems together. Yeah, and also hopefully contributing with the research that we're doing by both like offering spaces like this and writing about it. Yeah, so that's one of the things.
And Mary, we'll come back to questions. What I do really want to do is, yeah, move us into another practice together, because I, at least one of the cornerstones of what the work we do at Regenera is, how do we really live what we're exploring? Can we step away from, we're all just going to sit here and talk about what it might be like to live in a different world, or what it might be like to live in community? And can we start to actually live that in practice, moment to moment? So, with that, I want to invite us into our next practice, which came out of something Emma and I were talking about in connection with the way in which this whole event is rooted in an understanding of peace and of unity, which is that my experience, my desire around living in a peaceful way is not to avoid conflict or pretend that conflict doesn't exist, but to create a way in myself that I can stay connected to myself and can stay connected to someone else in the experience of conflict, so that I then have the lived and experiential capacity to transform conflict into change. So we're going to once again go into a pair practice that Emma and I will now demo around this question of conflict. And we're going to do it in 3 rounds together. One thing I want to bring in this practice, one person will be speaking and one person will be listening, and we'll move in rounds like that, so that we're each also practicing what is it like to be in my full expression as I speak with a witness. And then what is it like for someone to really witness and listen to me without interrupting or bringing in something else, or moving immediately into that type of interaction. So, Emma, I'm going to invite you to do the first round, and then I'll explain the second 2 rounds. So, in the first round, one person, in this case it'll be Emma, is going to share what is it like for her when she experiences conflict with someone else.
Yeah, so um, yeah, when I'm in conflict, I'm thinking actually of a moment this morning where like I felt like defensiveness coming up, and basically a part of me going into a freeze, kind of this like deer in the headlights, like, oh, danger. I'm I have yeah, I have a lot of stories of like I'm being made wrong, or I did something wrong maybe, or potentially this is gonna jeopardize my belonging in this relationship. Um, and even after having done a lot of work around this, like still there is parts of me that initially are in this like, yeah, like a big fear of what's gonna happen. Like, am I gonna lose this other person? Um, how will this go? And my way, like I'm more going into the freeze. I'm not like, I don't have such a fight response, so for me it's more freezing. Yeah.
Thank you. So the first person will share on that, and you'll have a certain amount of time. And then once that is complete, the other person, me, the person that's listening, I'm going to reflect back to Emma what I heard her say. And basically, I'm acting as a mirror for what I really got from what she said. I don't have to repeat it back perfectly, but I'm just really showing her through my words that I was here listening to her. So, Emma, I heard you connect to a moment you experienced earlier today where you got defensive in something and you notice like even though you have done quite a lot of work on this, there's still, yeah, a part that goes into a freeze or a part that doesn't quite know what to do there.
Yes.
And yeah, as I'm giving her this reflection, I can also ask, like, did I get that right? And let's say maybe there's something I didn't get. And Emma can be like, oh, actually, how it goes for me is
Yeah.
whatever it would be. So, just to recap, we have this first round of one person sharing what it's like for them when they're in conflict. And then the person who is listening will share a reflection. And then we'll do a kind of a brief third round at the end, which is I will keep going and I'll share with Emma what I get about you is from having listened to her. And yeah, Emma, what I get about you is that you have put a lot of time and energy towards learning how to be with people. And then I also get something you have a value for being really honest about where you are inside of yourself, whether it's saying, like, I've done a bunch of work on this and like this still happens for me. So you have a value for kind of honesty and meeting yourself where you are.
Yes.
And then we would switch. So we would do a second round where I'll share, and then Emma will give me the reflection and that piece of what she gets about me.
Yes.
Are
Great.
Go ahead,
I
Emma.
made the rooms and I also wrote down the exercise just for you to be able to read it. I posted in a chat now. Yes, and we will do the timings, so you will see a message when we switch basically to the next round.
Yeah, and we'll include the question for each round as well.
Yes. And Nina, I propose we stay here because for the live stream, it's also nice if if there's people here doing the exercise, basically.
Great. Perfect.
All right. There we go.
But you invited me to a room, Emma. Do you want me to go to that or no?
No, don't go.
Great.
Okay, I'll go to room 3 if Anne Marie goes there.
And otherwise, maybe I see maybe we move room Susan and room 8 into room 9. Does that work, Emma?
Yeah, go for it. What you see. Yeah.
Great. Yeah.
I'm moving someone else also to another room.
Okay, I'll go to room 1 with Kent there.
Or maybe we
Yeah.
put Sarah. There's Sarah in room 6 where no one's joined, and maybe we put her in room
Yes.
1 with Kent.
Okay.
Let's see. Oh, and let's see, Lisa.
Lisa.
Lisa, if you're still here, will you go back into room 6 and maybe Kara, you can join her?
Okay. And then Sarah and Devane you can put together.
Oh, Sarah's with Kent now.
Okay, Lisa, maybe put Devane in with Lisa then.
Okay, great. Yes. Oh,
And also, Nina, we can do the exercise with the people who are here because that's also nice for the live stream. Because we still have people watching also.
Okay, and Omashar and I can go into room 3 maybe.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I have the first round running now.
Great.
Okay, I'll just send, yeah, first round way. See. Yeah, is there anyone here in the main room with us who either wants to be with a partner or wants to experience this in the main room?
Oh, Mashar, if you're there, I'd like to go into room 3 with you. Yeah, I know what to do, so I can lead the
Great.
questions.
All right. Well, Emma, we have a minute left in this first round. Do you want to share a little bit more about what it's like for you when you're in
Right.
experiencing conflict?
Yeah, I guess just go to the felt sense, just like it's scary. Like the first layer is just is like, yeah. Another pattern I have is to start and space hold. I mean, that's also why I chose to be trained in as a space holder and facilitator, because it's also somewhat naturally in the fear of the conflict what I want to be doing, like mediating, space holding. Yeah.
All right. And we're switching over now to second round. The other person. Yeah. So yeah, to work in what you just shared, like on the felt sense, it's just fear. It's like when there's conflict, your system just goes, ah! Or
Yeah.
whatever sound your fear makes. And something I guess I heard as well is like then maybe a strategy that you've used in the past is like, okay, to not be with this fear, I'm just gonna like step out and hold the space and I will mediate. And that's why you've, yeah, sought out training for space holding and conflict mediation because that was like a safe way for your system to be with conflict.
Yes. And there's also a lot of passion around it. I can see my so-called trauma around it, but also, yeah, just vision. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, is there more?
Um, no, I kind of automatically now go to the potential of conflict. It's kind of what becomes alive now.
Potential of conflict as in what does conflict actually open for you?
Yeah, yeah. Like the potential of being in conflict or trans this word doesn't even fully lend for me. So it's like, oh yeah, like disconnect is kind of the
Hmm.
translation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, we're going into the last round of this round, last round of this round. Yeah, what I get about you is hmm, yeah, your desire to transform what is happening, like in service of there being more happening. Like I get the sense of conflict or disconnect is this like closure. Like you see that as moving towards closure and that you even want to open towards that closure as being something from which potential can move, like new possibilities can develop. So yeah, I get that you are a person who can create something out of what may have seemed like nothing.
Happily take that one on.
Yeah, I get that also you've like worked in your life to transform areas in you that are more challenging or that brings up fear into and like with something you feel passionate about. Like for you to say like yes, there's fear in my system and and I learned to space hold so that I could not be in it and I feel passionate is like you harvesting from something.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for seeing me.
All right, we're gonna switch the whole set. Okay, starting. Okay, first. Read. Starting. Okay. Actually, I wanted to invite, I'm happy to do this, but I'm wondering, Kara, if you want to experience this. Um, totally up to you, but if you want to hop in as well.
Are we? I'm still here. Yeah. Kara?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, and I feel the nervousness about that, and I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, what is it like inside you when you experience conflict?
um, it feels like a blanket of fear sort of rushes over me, and I'm very uncomfortable, and I want to make it peaceful again as soon as possible at all, and I'm willing to give everything to make the conflict not be there anymore.
Is there more that you still have time and it can just be, yeah, is there what else happens in that like, oh, I must make it okay. I must get peace right now.
Um, I, I the my response of is it can be either it can either be that I'm like my goal is to this situation shall not escalate. I will de-escalate whatever is happening, and then sometimes I can see the result of that is that like a deadening of both parties, like the aliveness is actually gone because now we're both talking like this because we're trying not to be emotional, and now it's kind of dead. and um, um, or or I'm just shutting up and being very quiet because I know that more talking causes more escalation. So then I'm just not saying the things that I'm thinking in my head that I want to say. Or sometimes there's my truth that I want to be able to communicate, and I'm saying it a few times in my head, but I'm not able to say it out loud to the other person. There's a bit of a block there, a fear of saying the uncomfortable things that could hurt their feeling or cause them to escalate and misunderstand. And very often I go, okay, they're angry right now. There's really no use in saying anything because they're just going to interpret everything all mixed up with the anger. And so I'm just going to say nothing. I'm going to say nothing or just come away. So there's a stepping back or away. Yeah.
Emma, do you want to offer a reflection or I can do it? Whatever you want.
Yeah, you go. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear that your first experience when conflict is happening is this big wave of fear, and that there's something in you that's really like, I must get to peace as soon as possible. I must move this conflict out of the way and get to resolution. And that maybe some of the ways that you do that or orient to that when you're in conflict is that you will really make sure not to escalate things. And that might look like, yeah, like keeping your tone very, very neutral. So it just like stays at a certain level. And it might also look like you deciding not to share really the thing that's happening for you because you're like, oh, this person is angry. It's not going to land or it might escalate. So I'm just going to like keep that inside me. Yeah, did I get that right? Is there anything you would add to that?
No, that's good. A good reflection of what I said.
We'll move into the third round. And actually, I want to check, is it Kara or Kara?
Kara.
Okay.
Canadian Kara. Yeah.
Kara.
Sisters, if I may, really quick, we do have a hard stop at the top of the hour. We must transfer host power. We've got Hubcast messaging us from behind. So if y'all, 8 minutes, sisters.
Great. Thank you. Yeah, we'll
Thank
be
you.
bringing everyone back from breakouts in about a minute. But first, I want to say, yeah, Kara, what I get about you is that you really care about connection. There's something in your system that's like, oh, if I can get to this other side of conflict, I will have connection, whether it's like self-connection or connection with another. And I hear a lot of care that comes up, maybe expressed in different ways through the way you enter into conflict, which is not wanting to escalate, not wanting to have, bring a big voice and being attuned to what's happening to someone else, if they're angry. So I hear the care and the attunement and desire for connection. All right. Bring everyone back. And we'll just, yeah, have a couple moments to we debrief this and harvest and close before the next session. And also I saw Ingrid and Mary that, yeah, you came back early and yeah, just let me know if there's anything you need around either what happened or something you want to check out.
I just needed to prepare for the next session.
Perfect. Thank you. I appreciate that. That also gives me clarity. All back. Yeah, we're in our last 5 minutes and we have a hard stop at the hour. And I want to open the floor for any impact from that. Is there anything that you either learned about yourself or what was it like for you to be in this structure of giving and receiving reflection and impact? Go ahead, Mary.
Remember, just brevity is important here. Just try and say just the core piece for you.
I would have to say this whole experience is thanks to Kent. He's the one that invited me. And the experience has been refreshing. And I try not to let the tomboy in me go, oh, it's hippy dippy wonky stuff, because you know I have to retrain the brain. So thank you for helping me retrain the brain.
Thank you, Mary, for bringing in your voice. I really, value your contributions.
Beautiful.
Anything alive in anyone else? Okay, let's see. Oh, I had three hands I saw, and again, we're in our last 3 minutes, so if we can ask to just really keep at the core. I saw Susan and then Sarah and then Devane. So we'll go just very brief.
So I was in a group with a wonderful young man, and I was very inspired by the young people's desire to create community and build community with one another. So thank you for that.
Beautiful. Thank you, Susan. Over to Sarah.
There we go. Hi. Well, I want to thank you. I came in late, but I'm all about community, and this is beautiful. What I wanted to say was the beauty about the breakout rooms is that everybody makes a heart connection, and then they bring that back to the group, and then you can cut the love with a knife. And I want to thank you for that.
Beautiful. Thank you, Sarah. I resonate very much with that.
And I'm here in the country of Belize.
Thank you. And Devane, over to you.
I quickly took down my hand. I guess you didn't notice that.
Okay.
I got more. I got more out of this though than I wasn't really expecting anything, but the breakout rooms were definitely informative, and y'all are on to something. Thank you.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
All right, sister, we are at 2 minutes. I'm going to bring your sisters back up with you. If I can find him, there she is. Okay, sisters, closing comments. We have 1 minute.
Thank you to everyone who showed up for this. I feel touched with your willingness to step into a room not once but twice with someone you may have never met. And to, I think, as Sarah said, bring back love into a field that you could cut with a knife.
Yeah,
Or
thanks a
hug
lot.
with you.
Yeah, beautiful to be part of the World Unity Week like this, and yeah, support in creating a culture of peace. Thank you all.
Blessings. Thank you for sharing your hearts and bringing love
Yes.
more
Thanks,
into the
Kara.
world.